The financial credit crisis that hit major economies in the world has caused a star to many nations, including the United States and European Union. Early on, I talked to a geopolitical analyst by the name Benji Ndolo just to find out how the economic situation in the country is faring in the wake of the global crisis.
The economy in Kenya, for the most part, has been growing. I think it's indisputable that there's been a great change in the last 5 years compared to the 90s, where we had a lot of stagnation and actually negative growth. Having said that, there are some major challenges in Kenya. The first I can think of is job creation. There is a big problem with the lack of creation of jobs, the lack of technology. In fact, not just jobs, but well-paying jobs. Inflation, affordability of simple things such as food. These are all very big problems. I want to say also that unfortunately we've not had favorable good governance policies that take into account that majority of people in Kenya are poor, and they spend most of their income, up to 70-80%, on food and transport, meaning they cannot invest and they cannot save. Huge. That's not the way to grow an economy. It's not the way to end poverty. Having said that, in the current global economic crisis, what concerns me is that I have not seen any efforts on the part of the government to put Kenya on a preparedness path, so that if there's any effects locally of this crisis, we had some sort of readiness. What we had heard from the acting finance minister was, it's not going to happen to us, it kind of doesn't matter. I don't really buy into that much as I like him personally. I think Minister Mishuki is quite an effective guy. But, this is a global economic crisis. So many banks are intertwined. A lot of the banks here have their parent banks in England. Those parent banks in England have business relationships and partnerships with banks in America. So we need to do more as far as preparedness, because in Kenya, as I like to say, the consequences are dire. Should we get hit by this hurricane, for us, it's not a question of not being able to use your credit cards. It's a question of people being hungry, going without food, and that kind of thing. So we need to have a better economic preparedness policy.